is known for its glorious weather and its startups. So how's the plant-based scene in the Garden City? Let's find out. On our first day, we got lunch at Chianti. They have a separate vegan menu with some solid options. We started with the bruschetta. The pear and walnut salad was very refreshing, and the pizza was excellent. The bread was effortlessly light, but it still gave the slice a good structure. We loved the risotto. The minestrone broth was really well balanced. It felt a bit like a South Indian bisi bele bhat. We had a good meal at Chianti, which became especially good because we were joined by an old friend. In the evening, we ordered some pastries from Digitale Chef. Everything was simple and tasty, but the chocolate cake was the best. For dinner, we ordered pizza from the iconic Brik Oven. We've had their pizza before when they did not have a vegan cheese option, and we still loved it. This time, we got it with the vegan cheese, and it was even better. For lunch, we walked to Chinita, a Mexican joint with a big fan following in Bengaluru. They have a separate vegan menu, and just look at all the options. We started with the pineapple kombucha, and it might have been the best kombucha I have ever had. The chorizo and potato tacos were simple, but so well made. I loved it. And Vidhi loved the jackfruit tostadas. This was a flavor bomb. The spicy jackfruit filling, the salsa, the cheese, the pineapple. It was epic and so well balanced. We got the spinach and mushroom enchiladas to calm things down a bit. We ended this epic meal with the vegan churros. This thinner churro was extra crispy and could hang on to all the cinnamon sugar. We loved it. For part 1 of our dinner, we headed to Vegan Vogue, a fully vegan restaurant. The space is actually very impressive. We started with the zucchini fritters. We then got the tofu steak, and I really enjoyed this one. The tofu steaks were well marinated, the potatoes and grilled veggies were on point, and the mushroom sauce tied things together perfectly. It's a nutritious and tasty plate, the kind of thing that you really appreciate when you're traveling. For part 2 of our dinner, we went to the Gawky Goose. This is a vibrant spot that offers drinks and a lot of Asian small plates. The charred broccoli and oyster mushroom plate was delicious. The avocado salad was my favorite. It was a symphony of flavors. It featured avocado, rocket leaves, and raw mangoes. The crispy banana stem with black pepper was tasty, but a bit too greasy. We then got some avocado rolls, and this simple sushi plate was a great way to end the meal. The plates did have a bar food vibe, and it did get a bit too intense and greasy. But overall, it's well worth checking out the Gawky Goose. Next day, we went to Copper and Cloves for breakfast. This place is run out of a house, and it reminded us so much of the restaurants in Vietnam. We loved the vibe. But I think we were a bit early, and the staff wasn't totally ready for us. The breakfast tacos were everything you want from breakfast tacos. Simple, savory, and so satisfying. The kimchi grilled cheese was nice, the cheese was excellent, and the flavors were solid. But the bread was quite soggy. We love South Indian food, and when we noticed that this place was right next to our hotel, we got greedy and ordered a plate of vada. The vada was crisp and airy, both chutneys were tasty, and the sambar was excellent. All of this for just 40 rupees. Unbelievable. For lunch, we went back to Chinita's. Chef Candice, the brains behind Chinita, also runs Candice's gourmet sandwiches out of the same shop. The banh mi was good, but it wasn't a banh mi. It wasn't like the stuff we got in Vietnam. We fell in love with the food there, and it's the one cuisine where you don't get good options in India. And for the mains, we got a rice bowl with the delicious jackfruit carne topping. One of our favorite parts about this spot is just how nice the view is. Bangalore is home to some ancient trees, and this place feels like a tree house because of the size and the playfulness of the massive trees outside. For dinner, we ordered in from Maffei Kitchen, a well-rated Lebanese joint. The falafel wrap was nice, the pita bread was really nice, but the baba ganoush was strangely tangy. Overall, it was a nice meal. We then ordered some desserts from Simplifry, a 100% vegan joint. The cookies might be some of the best vegan cookies I've ever had. They were dense and chewy and not too greasy. And they sent 4 cookies for just 99 rupees. The brownie was nice. It came in handy the next day on our flight back home. Next day, for our final meal in Bangalore, we got breakfast at Cafe Amudham. This place was highly recommended by our friend Anuj. The idli was great, the chutneys were all delicious, and so was the sambar. The masala dosa was the real standout for me. They make these differently in Bombay, and I loved this version. It was crisp on the outside, but almost pancake-like on the inside. The contrast was fantastic. The uttapam was loaded with onions and tomatoes and was very tasty. While placing the order, it's important to mention that you want everything without ghee. This was an outrageously good meal at a super high quality spot. We had also visited Bangalore in 2020 and Just Bee was just okay, but we hear good things about them now. We had a nice meal at Energy, but our clear favorite was Carrots. Carrots is the first fully vegan restaurant in India. It would have taken an insane level of bravery to do what they did back then. The food was really nice, and we even caught up with the founder and the head chef. Carrots now functions as a cloud kitchen. There seems to be a really vibrant vegan scene emerging in Bangalore. We were very impressed, and honestly, it feels like they are far ahead of Mumbai, our hometown. But you still need to be diligent and do your research. We had some genuinely fantastic meals here, and if you're planning a trip to Bangalore, it's time to get very excited. We plan to make a new video every week, so if you enjoyed this one, please consider subscribing.